Grab your tinfoil hats because it's conspiracy time.
Hello and welcome back to the Conspiracy Nut Podcast. This week I am going to be joined by nobody. This is going to be a hand solo. Hand solo? No, I'll not go there. You may be wondering, what's this episode of the podcast revolving around? I'm going to segue from that shit and say that it's revolving just like the spotlight sun around the flat earth. That is right, my second favourite place on the internet, the Flat Earth Theorists, or the Flat Earth Society, or as I like to call them, those crazy fuckers on the internet.com. You may be thinking, why is it going all Sophie Ellis Bextor and bringing it back? I'll tell you why I'm bringing it back again, I am bringing it back because there was some revelations this week in the Flat Earth see what I did right there? From a guy called Bob. I'm not 100% sure who Bob is. I've never heard of Bob. I've known a few Dicks and Bobs in my time, but this Bob, I don't know. So who is Bob, you may ask? Well, Bob is a rapper, apparently. He's a singer and songwriter that wrote such beautiful classic melodies as Nothing on You, Airplanes, and Magic. I've never heard of any of those, so it must be fucking amazing. Let's continue. So Bob, for those of you that don't know, including myself, has got over 2 million followers on Twitter. And this guy used to post shit, like, "Sup dog, go buy my album," and shit like that. I don't know why he sounded like Sylvester Stallone. I didn't want to sound racist.
You know what I mean? You go buy my album,
Please don't judge me. So everything was going fine for Bob on Twitter until he decided to post that the earth is flat. Dun dun dun. And I'll give you a little quote here. I didn't want to believe it either, but when you start looking at the evidence, you just have to, grow up. Dude, there's another word for that, and it's not grow up, it's regressing, you fucking nincompoop. I never thought I'd use that word. I'm quite happy that I've used it. Here's some of the beautiful quotes by Bob. But obviously when he first posted that the earth's flat, and he believes it, people were like, oh, this guy's fucking trolling, he can't be for real. This guy has over 2 million followers. And he suddenly just said, I believe the earth is flat, dog. Or some shit like that. I don't know, I don't speak fucking ghetto. All his followers thought it was trolling. Turns out, it wasn't. It's actually just a tattooed crazy man that likes to wear bomber jackets. So yeah, there's a photograph that he posted on Twitter. The cities in the background are approximately 16 miles apart. Where is the curve? Please explain this. I know you can't see this, but there's a curve behind him. So, I don't know what he's on about. He's posted random photographs of like railways and roads that have no explanation at all. There's nothing to it. It's just like, railways? Flat Earth. Roads? Flat Earth. This explains everything. He's crazy. He's tried editing images to make the horizon look flat, or at least he's using images that other people have edited, the crazy fuckers, to make the earth look flat. Let's think of other examples. Oh, this is an even better one. He posted an image, I think it was about the New York skyline. It may not be New York, I'm not 100% sure. I don't do that much research, I'll be honest. So yeah, about the skyline, he basically said, why can you see these buildings in the distance when the earth curvature, this makes sense, when the earth curvature goes down as you look further into the distance, if that makes sense. So basically, the further and further something is away, the more the earth curves from the perspective that you're looking at. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, a fucking awesome dude, one of the most respected scientists in the world. I love that guy so fucking much. He has an amazing way of explaining very complex things to very simple people. Shit, I shouldn't have said simple people. Nah, it's okay. And Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, yeah dude, that makes sense. There is that much curvature, but most of the buildings there are taller than the amount of curvature you would expect. And the guy was like, no, I'm correct. Railways, roads, flat earth. And he got pissed off. And then he started posting pictures of people holding protractors. Yeah, I don't get why, but yeah, the guy is fucking crazy and is losing followers by the day. But one thing that really got to me is when I was checking his Twitter, so many fucking people were replying to him being like, oh my god,
he's right, he's right, the earth is flat.
I don't know why everybody sounds like Sylvester from Sylvester and Tweeter when they talk like that, but that's what flat earth theory sounds like. You heard it here first.
He's right, it sounds flat. There's a Tweety bird around here somewhere.
Okay, so seriously, that's Bob for everybody. I'm just surprised the guy decided to call himself fucking Bob. He's like, shall I be MC Cool? Shall I be MC Swears a Lot? Something something? No? I'm gonna be Bob. Just fucking Bob. Much like a cheap porn star that's got more than she bargained for, you may not have seen this shit coming. This is a thread from the FlatEarthSociety.org, as you know, one of my favourite places. And I swear to you, this is all legit, I'm not making it up. The thread's name is as follows. Some nonsense about penguins. And the guy started the thread off with, there should be battle penguins. That would stop anything. Battle penguins? Why? What? Why? What? What? Well, ignore that he said that, because he's crazy. I shit ye fucking not. Saddam Hussein replied to the thread. He has 35,337 posts, and his subtitle is, Former President of Iraq. Yep, so Saddam Hussein replied, okay, this is relevant subject to this thread, and this is a quote from a guy called James. On June 18th, 2006, penguins were actually created in the 1960s by Russian scientists who combined the DNA of otters and birds. Yes! The presence of penguins around the ice wall is actually a clever means of providing a reliable food source for conspiracy staff stationed there. Yeah, stop, dude. Stop. You're hurting my brain. So according to this guy, penguins are a food source for the people that guard the edge of the world. The dude's never heard of packed lunches? Penguins are deliberately engineered to be very easy to catch. That's because they're fat birds. It doesn't mean they were engineered that way. Morbidly obese people are easy to catch. You only have to put them in the McDonald's and chuck a fucking net over it, and there you go. Doesn't mean they're engineered that way. Okay, so penguins are engineered to be very easy to catch. Hence their lack of flight, again because they're fat, blubbery, and have to be insulated to live in a cold environment, at least most of them. But also to be extremely efficient at catching and eating fish. Yeah, because they're predators. It is economically easier for conspiracy ice wall guards. Why are they conspiracy ice wall guards? Does that mean that they don't want to be in on it? Are they against it? Do they know that the flat earth even exists? What did those guys think they're guarding on the ice out there? The world's most expensive and sought after bag of fucking midget gems? Easier for conspiracy ice wall guards to have penguins indirectly harvest fish for them. Then shoot and trap the fish. Filled penguins with ease. Okay, let me get this straight. Is it not easier to catch fish than to let the penguin eat the fish, then you have to cut the penguin open and get the fish out of the penguin? This is making no sense to me. In answer to your other question, yes. March of the Penguins was filmed in a studio? What? Those penguins were probably animatronic replicas though, no? They were penguins, dude. Because the government can't afford to use large numbers of penguins except for feeding ice wall guards. Think you'll find you wrong, Saddam. Have you ever been to a fucking zoo? Yeah. Thus concluding this week's Flat Earth section. Now moving on to my #1 favourite website. For those of you that have listened to the podcast before, you may remember me covering a thread from a website called StopMasturbationNow.org. They couldn't afford a .com. This was in the science section about an anti-masturbation satellite that they made called Child 1. I know it's not the best name for an anti-masturbation satellite. This satellite's overall goal and mission was to spread anti-masturbation material, which I'm assuming was pictures of Margaret Thatcher saying, no, you can't masturbate today. But then some guys probably get turned on by Margaret Thatcher saying, no, you can't masturbate today. So, following up on that thread, like I said, anti-wank satellite gets set up, don't knock one out, don't touch those smooth criminals, leave the dingleberries alone. But, there's an update. Here's a new thread from StopMasturbationNow.org. Stop Masturbation Satellite hacked. Now distributing gay porn. There's some guy at like Stop Masturbation HQ. What have I done? I've created a monster. Seems your Child 1 is now a man. Stop Masturbation Now, in capitals. Last week was a feel-good movement for us here at Stop Masturbation Now. Why is everything in capitals? We had just launched our first satellite, the Child 1, into space. Unfortunately, less than 1 week into service, hackers have taken over the satellite and are now using it to distribute interracial gay porn. It's not even normal gay porn, it's interracial. Much like the speed bump said to the Ferrari. This is gonna hurt. The satellite Charles 1 was sent up into space to broadcast anti-masturbation messages to the masses, as well as do experiments. I'm sure experimenting was the problem in the first place. Unfortunately, the pro-masturbation hacker, known as Obama Lover 69, oh come on, really? Known as Obama Lover 60,
Hey Michelle, Obama Lover 69.
has commandeered the satellite and is now using it to broadcast interracial gay porn on all frequencies. There is no God. Yeah. And then there's a picture of a hacker wearing the hood with a dark face. Explain this one to me. If hackers are little keyboard warriors sat in their mum's basement behind a computer, no chance of really getting caught if they're using a VPN and doing things correctly, why do they need to wear a hoodie? Why do they need to have their hoods up? Why do they need to wear masks? Surely it's gonna look more suspicious to the parents if they're wearing that shit. Mum comes downstairs, knocks on the door. Can I open the door please, son? No mum, don't come in, busy business in here, busy business. And then she opens the door. That's a door sound effect right there. And like, mom, no, it's not what it looks like. And she's like, oh my god, you've turned into the Hollow Man. And starts crying like that, because mums cry really weird apparently. Yeah. Satellite expert. But yeah, that shit doesn't make sense to me. Why would they need to wear that stuff? I'm sure most of them look just like me, and by that I mean very beautiful, sexy, and well endowed. As Johan would say, swiftly moving on. Satellite expert Darren Watkins and satellite expert, these people, by the way, for those of you that don't know, like to put the word expert or ologist or science in front of things to try and make them sound a little more professional than the kooky, fucked up, crazy fucking retards they are. Satellite expert Darren Watkins from Washington, D.C. had his own theories as to how the satellite was hacked. Probably using a computer and 80s retro music. Yeah, and this is a quote. It appears that they used a default password of password. So the password was password. I've met expert Darren Watkins, I'm positive that's exactly what it sounds like. It appears as though they used password on the satellite, enabling Obama Lover 69 to easily log in and change the password to one of its own. In English, that means it appears as though the password was originally fucking password, and that dipshit clicked on, hey, I wonder if it's password, and changed it. These people are more stupid than I first thought they were. Lonely Child, it's a lonely child, from Stop Masturbation Now, in caps, issued the following warning to his users.
Our satellite is currently broadcasting pornographic material, and we all ask our followers to not use electronics until we regain control of the satellite. We will send out an email when it's all clear.
So basically, don't touch anything electronic. You want food, you're not having food because you can't cook it because that's electronic. Sit in the chair, don't move, and whatever you do, for the love of God, don't touch your cock. Stop Masturbation Now, in caps, has asked for government funds to regain control of the now rogue satellite. It's like spinning around, tossing the fucking salad everywhere. There's people jacking off everywhere all because of this satellite. I know what you're thinking. Could there be more? Yes. Yes, there is. Girl killed by meteor strike while masturbating. Oh my fucking god. What? 16-year-old girl vaporized by meteor strike. New information shows, you know, in Russia a few years ago when that meteor exploded in the atmosphere and caused a little bit of damage. Well, that's what it is. Apparently a very horny 16-year-old girl died, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm sure she died with a smile on her face, if that counts. Why do Russian people have carpets on the walls? That's one for another podcast, let's move on. Russia Communist CCCCCCCP? How many C's do you need in that? SMNN? I don't know. Thanks to the huge outpouring of public information, Bluff, BLUFF, and the Foundation for a Better Tomorrow, informational staff have found evidence that a 16-year-old female girl, I assumed if she was a 16-year-old female, she was probably a girl. There was probably a high fucking chance that she was a girl, you dipshits. Female girl was killed by a meteorite impact whilst masturbating outside during the during the Schnablobly meteor incident of February 2013. There's a picture underneath of a chick. 90% sure she's a porn star whose photograph they found off the internet. I'm a little confused, maybe a confused direction right now. Let's move on. Magda Lashnik vodka something had been forbidden from masturbating within her. Well, that's the problem. You stop them masturbating, they're gonna do it somewhere else, and you don't want them doing it wrong. You've gotta let them do it at home and show them how to do it yourself. Ignore everything that I just said, please. Yeah. Okay, so Madonna Vodka Chick had been forbidden from masturbating within her home by her father Gregors. Her father Gregors, who is a devout Ukrainian Orthodox and was banished from her home and sent to live outside. Poor girl, sent to live and fap in the wild. Fapping with the foxes, fapping with the squirrels. I kinda wanted to rhyme there, but I didn't. Okay, so Mr. LeBelle says,
No, I don't let that sort of thing happen in my house. In Soviet Russia, father masturbates you.
No, ignore that, I did not say that shit. Oh god, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Okay, so in Soviet Russia, it is against teachings of renowned childs.
I'm starting to sound more and more like I'm from Amsterdam by the day.
It is against the teaching of lone childs outside. She wants to behave like an animal in heat. Then she should go outside, like animal.
Wow, well, I've just took this podcast to a new low. Basically, she was fapping, the dad got caught watching her, got sent outside. He's probably hiding behind the carpet on the walls, because Russians have them, apparently. Magda Vodka was apparently masturbating when an estimated 700-pound fragment of vodka meteor composed primarily of iron. Don't know why that's really relevant right now, but hey, if she's getting her iron as well as fapping, she's doing okay in my book. Collided with her at the speed of over 10,000 miles per hour. It did not collide with anything. It blew up in the atmosphere, or at least just below the atmosphere. The damage that was caused was from the blast, not from it impacting anything. You dumb motherfuckers! Incinerating her on the spot. Would you say on the G-spot? Yeah. Incinerating her G-spot. She is thought to have been killed instantly. Oh, I hope she got to orgasm. You'd be so fucking disappointed if you didn't. Like, fucking blows up, and there's like sploosh everywhere and shit. And like her dad's like, oh no, my beautiful daughter left to live like an animal. Goes outside and just a single fucking labia comes down. Just a little flap lands in front of him, and he frames the flap of his daughter. I'm gonna leave that one there. Okay, so there we go. She's dead. Don't masturbate when there's meteors about. Oh jeez. Or ISIS for that matter. So there you go. I think that's gonna do for this week's episode of the Conspiracy Nut Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, my little Conspiracy Nuts. I think it has been totally awesome. And thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up to date with future episodes. Why not like, favorite, and comment? Because that really does help me a lot. And don't forget to download and follow on Podomatic as well, because that really does help me. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye. And remember, masturbating's all fun and games until you get bonked on the head by a fucking asteroid.